Live. Today is Monday, October 12th. It is high noon. Happy
I love
Columbus
high
Day.
noon.
It's happy Columbus Day. It's also Thanksgiving in Canada, so I know we have some Canadian friends that watch this.
We have a lot to celebrate.
Yes, and it's beautiful out, at least here in the Kansas City area. It's a little bit chilly for those of us that love the warmth, but we'll take the sunshine. We've got an Indian summer going on, wouldn't you say, Queenie?
I would indeed. And I definitely love summer and heat. So anytime I get the 80s like yesterday in Kansas City, I'm good with that.
Yes.
A
It was
lot of
almost
people like,
it was kind of too hot in some respects. I was outside working in my garden while the Chiefs were losing. And
we won't talk about that.
yeah. But yeah, it was almost a little bit too hot, but there was a typical Kansas breeze, what was it, about 25 or 30 mile an hour wind, which actually kept
Nice that you called it a breeze.
breeze. Yes. But what do we say? Wait 5 minutes and it'll change.
In Kansas City, the weather changes just about that quickly, so it's not so scary.
Yes, yes. So, hey, my tradition has been
We love
some thank you, welcome, shout outs, whatever you want to label it, to 10 people that are our members, our forever friends on
faithful
purpose.
friends on purpose.
I was close.
Yeah, you are faithful friends on purpose. Yeah.
Queenie keeps me in line. It's Monday.
It's not an easy job, I will say.
No, it's not. Just being transparent, Queenie. So I will welcome and shout out everybody on my list here today. So here we go. And of course, disclaimer that I may mispronounce your name and I apologize ahead of time. So shout out and welcome and thank you for being a member. Candace Diddle, Tanika Campbell, Norre Harday, Kyle Christine, Mariana Mizik, Sherry Howell, Dick Banks, Tiffany Nyans, Sandy Jacobson, and Rosa Del Carmen.
Oh my gosh.
So I would say welcome, but some folks have signed up with us from the beginning, and I apologize. We have a lot of folks that we go through, but I try not to miss anybody. So if I've missed you, I will eventually get to you to give you a shout out. So
awesome. That really is so incredible. And the friends that have followed us on Meetup, the friends who have followed us on Facebook, the group Doc and Queenie, has been amazing to see how people are so incredible with support. And some of our posts, some of the videos, oh my gosh. And it's a good thing that a lot of people have senses of humor.
Especially some of those videos.
Yeah. The ones that shall remain nameless. Yeah, I know what that is.
We won't talk about that, but if you haven't seen some of our videos, I was going to say our stellar videos, our unique videos.
Unique. That's a perfect word.
That would be a good word for it. Unique.
Yes. So Doc.
Yes.
I actually am joining in with the entire Doc and Queenie community on a pressing question.
Okay.
Are you ready?
I'm going to try.
Okay.
Oh, okay. I think I know what it is.
You know what the pressing question is?
What is the pressing question?
Everybody is dying to know the names of those kitty cats that you posted.
They are, and you know what? I forgot to take a picture of them, but hey, I've got a picture online for Facebook Live for our group.
Mm-hmm.
A little backstory. Those were my buddies, a friend of mine who used to live here in Kansas City, and then she moved to Florida. And
so now you've got an automatic place to visit. I know how this works.
Yes, get my little cat fix. We don't have cats in our house because my son is allergic to cats, so we have the dog. And some days I wish I had a cat because the dog is a dog.
They're a little bit high maintenance.
A little high maintenance. But anyway, so those are my buddies, and when I went to visit my girlfriend, they came to greet me. I was wondering if they'd remember or if they would take a while to come out, but they both ran to me, and those are my buddies. Those are both boys.
Both boys, okay.
And the orange cat, his name is Dave. And the tiger cat, who actually, I guess, don't tell Dave, but the other guy, the tiger stripe, the black one, that's Larry. And Larry is kind of like my bud. he's always headbutting me and walking on me and, doing his cat things around me. So Dave and Larry from Florida.
Dave and Larry from Florida. That's fantastic. As soon as the girls were guessing all the names and things like that, I thought, oh my gosh, we need to do a little reveal.
Yeah.
So you can actually tell everyone what the cat names are. That's awesome. Are you posted on the group page too?
I'm sorry, you just cut out there.
Are you going to post it on the group page too?
Yes.
Okay.
I will post it here in the next couple of hours. It wasn't swooshy, though I thought that was good. And it wasn't Sunny and Cher. That was pretty good too. But no, it's Dave and Larry. And my girlfriend has they're common, but it's funny. She had, and she's probably watching, she had a wiener dog that she named Frank. So she's funny with her names, with her.
Oh, that's creative. Yeah.
But you remember it. You remember them. So Dave and Larry from Florida.
Dave and Larry from Florida. That's fantastic. Everybody was asking, so when do we get to know? You know what? We're going to do reveals around here. So you're just going to have to tune in and find out.
Yes.
You actually mentioned Sunny and Cher, and those are actually the real names of Grace's cats.
Yes, and I do believe she's the one who put that in there. Yes.
Yes, and I think that is so cool because as soon as I saw Sunny, Sunny, and Cher, I thought that was adorable. So everybody's got cool cat names. And in this environment, I actually thought we could do punt and pivot. So I thought that was super fun too. Yeah.
That's a little football vernacular.
I know. And it's a little quarantine pandemic-esque also. So that's why I thought, well, that could work. So we'll see. Yeah. I love that picture because I remember when last year when everybody was cray-cray over Mr. Mahomes and the hair and all that stuff. And as soon as I put on one of those headbands, my hair kind of does that naturally. So it worked out great. I didn't even need a costume. It was good.
Yes, we were all excited when we were taking those pictures.
Absolutely.
The suspense was killing us. It was right before they were going to go to the Super Bowl, I do believe.
Yes. And so, I mean, doesn't that seem like almost forever ago?
Yeah. Oh, totally. Yeah. I mean, like we all say, where's the year gone? We say that every month, but.
Well, and I was going to say, it really is back to the Groundhog Day thing because everybody's like, this year has lasted forever. And I saw the cutest post the other day. I think Linda, one of our dynamic friends, posted, I want to agree to the terms and conditions of 2021 before I say yes and turn the other page. Yeah. I saw that really? And I thought, is that not perfect? I mean, is that not absolutely perfect? Everybody's thinking, I ain't doing this again.
Yeah.
As soon as they posted that, I thought that is fantastic.
No, so definitely.
I love that so much. One of the things I did want to share today is certainly transition as far as fall season is coming in. People have been doing pumpkin patches and different things over the weekends, social distancing, of course, and being safe and all of those things. And still, we have schools that are not all the way back, some virtual, some hybrid, some in person, actually. And it just depends on the comfort zone of everyone. Isn't it an amazing season to actually live in? And every time the seasons change, you kind of wonder what's next on the horizon. And we do have a lot of things coming up in our lives and in our worlds. So to that end, I know you've got a lot going on in your business these days, and your website's amazing and all the different things that you do. So tell us exactly who Doc is, AK.
Exactly.
Okay,
well, exactly. My name is Laura Christine, not Doc, though. It's funny because people call me Doc, and sometimes when they call me by my name, I'm like, oh yeah, that's me. But I'm the owner of Beyond Basic Health, which is a naturopathic wellness company or a natural medicine company. And basically what I do, I'm the option to medications and surgeries and all of that kind of thing. I've been trained in natural alternative, you could say remedies, but I basically teach people how to support their bodies, and the body heals itself if you give it the right nutrition and the right pieces. And that's basically, I'm kind of like a puzzle person. I put the puzzle together. And I've got a lot of clients that, either are on diets or changing their lifestyles, or whatever. It's, health is universal. We all have it. We all have good and bad. So I also do a podcast, which is called Mighty Morning Moment. And that basically, my approach is from a soul, body, spirit connection, and the Mighty Morning Moment just allows people to think. It's designed for 2 or 3 minute, I say dissertation or whatever, just thoughts on life, whatever's going on, whatever God wants me to say. And then also I'm an avid gardener, and I tie my gardening into my YouTube page, which is RevDoc7. And you can find that, of course, on YouTube. I just said that, but I put it all together. It's all about the way we eat, how we think, and basically how we show up in the world. So that's I help people with all of that kind of stuff. So that's who
As
I
you
is.
notice behind me is our cars. And again, accidentally, I always love that because I took the picture the first time last year, just in January. They just happened to be sitting together, and I thought, oh my gosh, this is just accidentally the coolest thing ever. And our license plates were not, well, mine actually was, but your license plate hadn't been personalized yet. And all of a sudden, I know you had another certification come your way, and that's how the Rev part came. So tell us about that.
Back in February, I was certified as a reverend. So that basically means I can marry you or bury you, but I would rather marry people.
Seriously, marry and bury all in one shot. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, one-stop shopping. But basically, I part of the reason that I did that was I'm looking into the ministry, and we'll see what happens with that. But I say that's aside, but really what you and I are doing, what we all are doing is, if we are all ministering to others. We're all.
Oh, you bet. And one of the coolest things I have noticed when we're out in the community, especially before pandemic, and all of a sudden we would be in just a table of ladies, and it would be, well, let's pray for that. And you would just take over and do the prayer piece. And it was just, you could almost feel the community just kind of rise up, lift, and not be quite so frantic. And again, this is even pre-pandemic, as far as we had no idea what the rest of the story was going to look like. And it was just such an awesome thing to be able to pray spontaneously. Pray before your trip, pray before your meal, pray after your trip, Thanksgiving, whatever that looks like. And for some of us, the way we were raised, prayer means in a building, kneeling down, pious and pompous and all of those things. And you have put a fantastic day-to-day different slant on that. It's talking to Jesus. I mean, it's literally just doing your thing and talking and Lord, I need this, or thank you for that, or whatever that looks like. And you're great at that. I mean, I think Doc7 is definitely your identity.
Thank you. Well, that kind of thing comes from just, I experience, because life for all of us, really, it's not easy.
Oh,
and
that is such a big word.
Yeah, it's not easy. The past 10 months have not been easy, or 8 months, or whatever it is. But
I think it was 35 months. I don't know.
It felt like, yeah, well, I'm on vacation. That's the joke. I've been on vacation since March. What was it? 15th, 16th,
yes,
whenever all of this month started. Yeah. So I haven't paid attention. No, but no, experience. And, our belief is just to stay connected to God, and prayer is one way. I'm constantly talking to him because everything is important to him, about us individually, about us as a group, is about us as a nation, us as the world.
And it's back to that same thing when you have said anointed and appointed for a time such as this.
Right.
And the ladies who have reached out, and different things that have happened in our community. We had a tragedy actually this weekend with a train and a vehicle, and that in our community was also such a big deal for the lives that were actually lost. And regardless whether you think it is death, loss of life, however that looks, or homecoming, as I have basically tried to label it just for my own personal experiences, however you feel about that, it really, it's still a shocker. It's a loss, it's a shocker, all of those things. And it's so nice to be able to have scripture to lean on, absolutely. But where would we be without our friends? I mean, where would we be without our friends? And again,
yeah.
every time I see your RevDoc7 car fly by,
it's flying slowly, sort of.
I just wondered if there were flames coming out of the back of that thing, because it really, it's so you. It's just fabulous.
Well, actually, right now it's in the shop because my and only a few people know this, but well, I did go on vacation a couple of weeks ago, and
Like
the day
real
after I
vacation
left,
this time instead of 30
yeah,
weeks.
real one. Yeah. A real vacation. Let's see if I can find that picture. But while I was gone, the second day I was gone, my husband took it to go get some coffee, and the engine blew up.
Wow.
So we're just waiting for a new car. We,
Wow. Oh,
you
look
know,
at those pictures. I remember when you took,
yes,
that was
that's my
nice.
little vacation with all my buddies.
Awesome. There's
Yeah,
nothing as awesome as water, and seriously,
yes.
beach, heat, all of those things. That's definitely my deal too.
So, and to bounce off real quickly, and then we need to get to you because we need to talk about water, speaking of water.
Ah,
But you know, when you were talking about the tragedy that happened and just the stuff that's been happening for me, and I know you and I have talked about this, Queenie, it's a good reminder. Life is short. You know, live life to its fullest. The stuff we worry about and we fight over or whatever, really in the scheme of things, doesn't matter. I mean, I think what matters is like what we're doing now. What matters is reaching out to people. What matters is making a friend. What matters is being loyal to people, you know, that kind of thing.
that is such a perfect segue. Several of our ladies in our Doc and Queenie community have started and or relaunched some of their communities, their endeavors. Some of them are even starting new businesses now because they've gone for the punt and pivot piece
Yes.
as far as the pandemic. I don't think I could say that quickly 4 times, but
No,
it's back
not
to
even
that
try.
same thing. It's back to that same thing. We are so connected, hopefully, and all in this together. And the edification and the support and the likes and the shares and the watch parties. And it is amazing to me, the people that have jumped on board and said, this is a good mission. Girl Chat with a Faith Twist is working for me. Because it really is one of those things. You're in business, support me. You're in personal life stuff, support me. I'm having struggles with whatever it is, support me. And it's really awesome to see the community actually come together as it has. I love this.
Yes, and support doesn't mean you have to, you know, I buy from you if you buy from me. Support
Yeah.
can be a, hey, how you doing? Or hey, on Facebook, look what so-and-so is doing, or a like or a comment, you know. I mean, it can be very simple, you know, but yes, we're all in it together, and you love the water like I do. So here's your segue, Queenie. What do you do? What is your business?
Well, I can't even talk when you say it that way, but that's pretty awesome. I heard on one of your intros that you did the other day that, or maybe I think it was on your website when you were doing the About Me. My family and I have enjoyed the water for 7 years. And I remember that when I first met you, you said, oh my gosh, I know about Kangen water. And so it was one of those things for me. So many people know about it. And sometimes it's just a matter of, yeah, cheers, education, information, things like that, as far as it's so easy to get one for your own family. And that's the part that I love so much. We've got testimonies all over the place. And we can't obviously share those here, but it's so nice to know that as soon as you drink this water, not only do you feel better, but it almost gives you a little bit of peace of mind. And it really is, it's a great feeling. Anyway, intro part. I'm Kathy Weaver, AKA Queenie. And I started in September, actually, my 13th year in business with the Kangen Water Company. I DBA miracleswithwater.org. And it's so incredible to me when people do Google searches and find us online. That to me is the global participation almost that we're doing. People find us from not only all over the country, but sometimes you get a call and it has to be translated, so to speak, because the person calling doesn't speak English. And so we have to kind of have that conversation. And most of the time we Zoom, because almost always I can figure something out if we Zoom, because then we can do the PowerPoint and it's kind of like the light bulb comes on. Aha, I know how to do that. And so anyway, I started that company in 2008. So we've been doing Kangen water business full time for this long. And it's just the people that we've met. And then the segue to that was networking, which started the prompting. The Lord decided I was writing a book and I thought, that's interesting. I don't know how to do that. So next thing you know, networking on steroids was born. And 5 years later, one of my coaches said, you need to write a book about your death and dying and survivorship experience. And I, of course, said, no, thank you. And she said, yeah, it's time. And so I guess people don't listen to me when I say no. So the next thing is, yes, you are. And so my second book was published in 2017. He Hit the Clouds Running and Never Looked Back. And I'm severely always blown away the lives that has also touched. And I don't do a lot of that kind of promoting marketing things, but people find me accidentally and it's just like, wow. And so then you know whose hand is on that. And then this year during the pandemic, and you were around for the birth of this book, I kept
Yes.
I think the Lord wants me to write a book post-quarantine. And you kept going, here you go. And I said, no, I don't want to write another book. It's too labor intensive. No. And I kicked and screamed all the way. And now Network
You did.
EQ was born, and that was published in July of this 2020. And I can't believe the people, the lives these things have been touching. But I really do, with your Rev Doc 7 piece, that really is the part that you've taught me. None of this is accidental. How people find us. I got to help PowerPoint for the PQ version of the book to colleges last week, 5 campuses at one time. That was so much fun. And I met the lady in charge of that. How? Networking. And so you can see why it's one of my favorite subjects. So we so appreciate the follows on YouTube, on Twitter, on LinkedIn, certainly on the Doc and Queenie page. It's been such a blessing to bring ladies together. And those who participate not only in the watch parties, but on the Doc and Queenie page. And now everybody knows about Dave and Larry. So I think we're set.
Well, and let me do a little caveat. We're saying ladies, but we've had a couple of gentlemen join us.
That's
brave
true.
Men join us.
Yeah, and, very brave men.
but we are open to that too. And you know, you will always be included. We just, because we're around, you know how women are.
Well, and that is a very good point also, as far as the friendship piece that we talk about, the girl chat with the faith twist. Where would we be without our girlfriends? And I guess it's the same for guys in that arena. We all need each other. And what did the punt and pivot piece look like when all of a sudden we're shut down? We were talking to another friend from New York the other day, and they have a feeling that they're going down again as far as the actual shutdown piece. The school reopened thing didn't go so well. I heard on the news actually this morning that Broadway is closed until June 2021. Yes. And so some of those things are happening. Where would we be without our girlfriends? I just can't even imagine. And yes. So that's a great point. But yeah, we like the guys too.
Well, and you know, you're networking. If that didn't happen for you, I never would have met you, vice versa. You know,
oh my gosh,
we wouldn't be connecting with people. So like we always say, we probably say it every week, but it's the chessboard, and it's not by chance. And I think as a group, we can all keep this going and keep connecting, because that's going to pull us through. There's some bumpy and lumpy times coming, you know, and if I didn't have my friends, well, I talk to myself, so I don't know. I'd probably be talking to myself more.
Isn't that true? Seriously. Yeah, you walk around the house and all of a sudden your mouth is moving. You go, oh my gosh, no one's even listening. So yeah, I'm used to that. Yeah. But I do, the friendship part is such a biggie. Reaching out, vulnerability, trust. We've talked about that just about on every week. But I really do think about that. What happens if that goes awry? What happens if all of a sudden there's a little rift in the system? And we've even experienced, unfortunately, some of the that happens on social media. And what happens about that? You think in terms of, I thought you were my friend, and how did that work out? And you almost feel like you're in preschool again. But sometimes the hurts are deep. And how are you going to get those repaired? Because it is a life's too short, let's fix this kind of thing.
Well, and my take on that, and this sounds a little harsh, but you know, when somebody lashes out at you and they hurt you, really, whose problem is it? You know, that the hurt piece.
Oh, good point.
We are giving permission to be hurt. You know, and a lot of times people will lash out when it's their issues. And then that's, at that point, actually that for me is the challenge, is when somebody lashes out and it's uncomfortable and it's not a good situation. That's where things make it or break it, really. It's how you look at, you're not going to look at the other person like, yeah, you got issues, you're a freak, but what's behind, what's their story? And we always talk about that. What is the story behind what's coming out of their mouth? Do they have an expectation or a story that you just went against, or whatever the situation, and then we see when that happens, we see people that were friends for many years, friendship goes away, or there's fighting, or I mean, look what, unfortunately, look what happens with divorce, with all of that stuff.
Absolutely.
I mean, it's sad, and it's just sad.
Don't you think that would be a perfect piece for the faith part to be so intense? Sometimes we meet people at church that goes fantastic. Sometimes we meet people at church, it doesn't go so fantastic. We meet someone in a networking group or chamber of commerce or wherever we go, and that turns out to be initially hallelujah, but then other things kind of happen and the friendship part dwindles. But I do think, especially in this environment, it seems like maybe it's one of those things as far as ramping up our game a little bit, reaching out, some of the things that we've talked about before. The edification piece, you are so great at that, because I know that our precious Karen, who created the Doc and Queenie logo that I had up earlier, actually sent you a card and with your word for 2020 on it. And who knew back in, when did we start that? December of last year.
Yes.
Knew that impact would have such an impact on all of us for the 2020. And when you picked that word, I mean, who could have imagined how large this was going to be? And then
gosh, yeah.
Karen sent you that card. I just think we're all in this together. And then your video was amazing.
Yes, I wanted to give her a shout out that because it made a big impression on me. That I've not met her personally. I've been on Zoom calls with her,
You are
face to face.
Yeah, a treat.
And I just was like blown away. Like it's perfect. I've got it on my bulletin board in my office, and it's awesome. And I just thought, she edified me that way. I'm going to edify her in the way I like to. I don't know if she liked hearing that or seeing my face, but
no, I can't obviously speak for her, but I'm sure that it touched her heart as well. She's got a heart to Texas, and I'm sure that was dynamic. And what would happen if each of us took 1 minute, 2 minute, 3 minute, whatever that looks like, to just reach out and thank someone for whatever that looks like. It warms your heart, of course, but other people see it. And when they do the kindness is contagious thing, that's not random. That's real. And in the old days, we used to say things like, if you see someone without a smile, give them one of yours. We can't quite do that anymore, but it's back.
You can't tell if you're smiling, but I mean, that's the big deal with how do you feel when you help somebody? And helping can be giving them a kind word, like you're saying. You feel great. What if you kept doing that? How would you feel? Happy? Happy that you bless somebody's day? I mean, that's really what it's all about. We're not here to fight, are we? I think we're all here to work together.
I hope not. That's not a good fit for me, actually. And I saw your video. I thought, what would happen if we did a little challenge? People things before when they do those chain letter things, post something green on your page, and then I'll put a color on your page. Well, that is all lovely, but that's a little chain letter-esque for me. What would happen if we, all the members of the Doc and Queenie community and the bigger communities that we're all a part of, what would happen if we just reached out a little bit? Did a sweet little video, thank you so much for, or you did this something and it made me feel so great, or congratulations on your business, we saw you got another promotion. What would happen if we just did a video about that? Because we see the fight and the strife and the stuff, and you're different than me, so now I don't want to be around you, or whatever that looks like. I always think in terms of one of the ladies actually in my Las Vegas community, and don't be crazy over this one, but I love it. She put up a picture of her Christmas tree this weekend. Now she took it out of the box, and it's a purple and fantastic mylar looking tree. She put it up to see if it would fit in her new house because it's incredibly tall. So literally she took it out of the box, stood it up, had to take a picture and put it back in her box because her husband would go a little cray cray over that. But she posted the picture. So of course I jumped on it and went, oh my gosh, it's almost Christmas. And so then people started, if you put your tree up before Christmas Eve, you are out of my circle. And I'm like, before Christmas Eve, I'm sitting here going, I think Halloween is a good day. So that also starts people talking, what is a good fit for them? When do you put your tree up? When do you put your tree down? What about Thanksgiving? All of these were different, but it's good.
Here is a challenge then. I'm going to bounce the challenge off of you or off of what you just said. And hopefully my internet is having fun here. I love technology. So, we'll just kind of go with the flow. I'll come back if I get kicked off.
Okay. Don't leave me alone.
Yeah, please don't leave me alone. So to bounce off of Queenie's challenge, how about when you edify somebody, how about if you also post whatever you did to edify somebody else, post it on Doc and Queenie so we can see how many people did this. And I had the thought as we were talking about this, how many people, when somebody's in trouble and, you see Carrying Bridge or some of those organizations where you fund somebody, something has had tragic happen, everybody jumps on board and helps out financially. Why don't we do it just with social networking here? Why don't we, put it on Doc and Queenie and say, hey, you don't even have to say this is what I did. You could just post it on our Doc and Queenie page. I would love to see how people do it because a lot of times we don't get the option or the opportunity to see what others are doing.
That's a good point.
That's a further reason to connect, but I think it would be cool. That's my challenge.
That's a great idea because then everybody would be able to share. And I love that. Just a little video, hold the camera, hold your phone up, just look straight in it and just say whatever you're feeling. I think that's a great idea. And then certainly on the Doc and Queenie page, we would love that too. Look at the people who have met already in this community just because of the banter on some of our posts and certainly the Dave and Larry post. And back and forth when you do your gardening and different things that I've tried not to explode my K room. It's just been amazing the people that we've gotten to meet and even reconnect with in some cases. I think this is why I really do. I think this is the mission of the Girl Chat with a Faith Twist. And you'll notice that I have a little sign behind me. I have a dynamic event coming up next week, October 20th. Can you believe we're almost here? When we said it was like a million miles away, but it's actually next week. And we get to play bingo virtually with a lot of members in the Doc and Queenie community. And plus it's obviously open to everyone. So invite your friends. And we only need one more sponsor, which is pretty cool. And so we try to have 5 or 6 each time. And it doesn't matter, obviously, where you live. As soon as your game is introduced, then you get a minute or 2 to talk about your company. And you can even give us a sneak peek as what your prize will be. And then whoever wins that particular bingo game, the 2 of you connect and you exchange the gift. And so it really, the first one was a lot of fun. And that's why we decided let's do it together. And so it's back to that same thing, the building community part, the faith experience together, the sharing of our lives. And if we end up being virtual for how many more years, who knows, it's a nice thing to be able to have these platforms to be able to connect and certainly stay connected. So are you good at bingo, Doc?
I'm very competitive.
Yes, you are.
You didn't know that?
Yes, you are.
No, actually, you put me in charge of the music, didn't you?
I think you did. I put you in charge. Oh yeah, that's working really well. I believe the answer.
I'm trying to.
My music choice was not universally accepted, so you have decided to step in and help. Yeah, I know.
Well, be supportive. I was being supportive.
Yeah. No, I can't wait. The music will be fun. It was a lot more fun than I could even have imagined as far as to do a virtual bingo, and it worked out fantastic. And
it was.
I'm sorry, what?
No, you're cutting out. My internet's doing
your
its
internet,
thing, but I was going to say it's a great, like you said, great opportunity to connect, great opportunity to talk about your business, sponsor, have fun. And it's not, it doesn't go on for hours. We have a specific time. So
absolutely,
we know everybody's busy and has a life outside of Doc and Queenie. We're okay with that, but.
Yes. And so please connect with us on the Facebook events page, certainly on the meetup page. We posted it there also. And it'll be 7 o'clock till 8 o'clock maximum on October 20th. And all you need to bring to the party, which is virtual, is one piece of paper and one writing utensil. So easy peasy, everyone can do it. And it really is a fun way to be able to win prizes and get to meet our sponsors in person. So
Yes.
really, it's more fun than I could even certainly have imagined. And it really is a nice way to bring people together. And we thank you, honestly, once again, for subscribing to our YouTube channels.
Yes.
That probably sounds like such a little thing, but it's the coolest thing in the whole world to open up your channel, to post a video or copy paste the link or whatever you're doing. And all of a sudden you've got more subscribers. And it is so nice to see, because obviously we know that it has come from the Doc and Queenie community. So I really do think the watch parties and all the interaction has been so rewarding and so much fun to get ladies together, people together, gentlemen, sorry.
Yes.
And I really do think that is awesome. I can't believe, I seriously looked down, I cannot believe
I know.
it's up again.
It flies.
It does fly. I mean, seriously,
flies.
it does fly. So take us home, my friend.
All right. Well, thank you, everyone, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes.
No, it's been an honor, and we love doing this, and we love connecting, and we love networking, and we love friendship. We love it all. I mean, it sounds hokey, but we do. And we appreciate the watch parties. We appreciate the connections with us on whatever silly thing we're or jig.
Yeah.
We ask, please connect, check out our YouTube channels, which is Kathy Weaver Case and RevDoc7. Check out our websites, kathyweaverc.com and RevDoc7.com. Give us likes, we love it, and let's just stay connected, and please invite all of your friends. We'd love to add more folks to our community. It would be a blast to just see how far this goes. And did I miss anything?
I think you did perfectly, Doc. See everybody next Monday at high noon right here on the Doc and Queenie page. Thank you so much.